don't still have the uniform. I have part of it. This is a prose poem called The Pantoum Says Everything Twice, which is what happens when I sit down to write a pantoum. The pantoum is my therapist. Dr. Pantoum. Hair Pantoum. Harris. How do you feel about that? Pause. How do you feel about that? I sit on the pantoum's couch. In my mind, I'm watching a woman with gray hair, red bandana, and dream catcher earrings eat a sub sandwich at a bus stop. I haven't eaten a sandwich in over a year. Maybe that will save me from becoming her. Your mother? About your mother? Becoming her is an entirely different matter. It's her hands now, already on my lap, knuckle bumping, vein knobbing. When did that happen? Do you remember? Remember you do? I do. I did. I did until I didn't, but I always do. My mother in the bathtub, my mother in the hallway, ghosting over the vacuum, my mother in the kitchen, swinging between the counter and island with ex-gymnast arms. You should get a samovar in here, says the bus stop woman in my head, half a sub left, a little oil at the corner of her mouth. I could teach you how to make Russian tea. My mother in her kettle with internal thermometer, my own internal thermometer. I've lost it. Who can take my temperature? Where is my fever now? What are you thinking? Asks the pantoum. Are you thinking? What? This poem is for a particular shithead, I know. I feel like poets don't really get the chance to be rock stars that often, so I would kind of like if we could start this off with a rousing chorus of shithead. Do it with me, it feels awesome. Shithead, 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 shithead. How to bone a duck. Pluck her, pin feather her, stuff your pillows well, recite her a poem before bed. Watch out for a sharp zygomatic. Tell her about the year in middle school when you were fat. Fuck her on the floor, still wearing sweaters. Then go away after saying you won't go away. In return, not dinner. Here's a country song. I ain't changed the sheets since you left. Your keys are still on my ring. Dirty kitchen sink knife looks like a good way out. Is that how it goes? Even a not today, love Dolly Parton. But we've got so little practice singing, less promise than soup. Just humming to ourselves at the fronts of MTVs, just wondering if we're landing in lakes or in hot pots, holding only onto iron in our beaks, pointed back at you. A couple more and then I'll leave you alone. I also have a book back there for sale, though why you would get that when you could buy coffee is beyond me. Needle and fray. Your daughter says, sew me a dress. I sit cross-legged on the table. I burn incense and chant, don't leave me alone. I examine the root of each hair plucked from my head. I twist it into thread. I sew myself into her clothes. Hem what you fed. I dream dust, crumbled coal diamonds, steers and steering wheels, oxen hooves through hay roofs, dugout, watch for fire, tailor self. How long can a kettle hearth whistle before it boils dry, catches straw chimney? I sit cross-legged, wearing your mother's clothes. Crackle house, crackle mud and dog. We are redolent with beeswax, my thumb and I. There's a hole in the ceiling. I set aside the dress. I set a hole in your pants pocket, ready for a stream of rocks to flow through. Pebbles, mica, dust. I hop into that pocket, too. I cling at its knotted edges, wondering how long I can cling at its edges. How long until your hand comes in to rest, to push me out? One more thing about me is I really like slapstick. I don't think there's anything much funnier than like a guy carrying a 2x4 and he turns and he misses, and he turns and he misses, and then he turns again and he hits somebody right in the head. It's awesome. It's a little bit about that. It's called Same Sad as Me. I'll finish the wine in your glass, lick the maple-crusted pan. Just tell me what you wore at your wedding. Prance with me like meerkats. Isn't the sky a confusing feeling tonight? Half storm and half something else? What do you feel like under it? I feel like. This is my favorite cheese. This is my favorite cat. This is my favorite pair of socks. Did you play that game with your mother when she hides behind your bed until you swear you're home alone, then she jumps out and yells, "I'm not your mother"? In the toy store, can you find the glowing sheep, the spinning bats, the geodes, dusty and uncracked, the jaguar crouch, jaguar pounce, flip books half under discount cards, the silks? When your husband comes home, does he find you at your desk, all cigarettes and crumpled stars? Do you look up? Do you say, "Let's watch the Three Stooges. I need to see a banana peel and a 2x4 before